Okay, so I have with me two people I'd love for you to meet. Let me know how it sounds, by the way. This is Reverend Curtis Gatewood. Come on in, Reverend. Reverend Gatewood, can you sum up why it is that the NAACP has decided to lead the charge against the bathroom bill?
First of all, we want to make it clear that this is not a bathroom bill, even though it's been billed as a bathroom bill. And the only thing related to the bathroom is probably this bill should be flushed. But other than that, it is a discrimination bill. The bill itself, and this is the problem we have, and we're hoping that the religious community is paying attention, because we don't want people to be fooled by thinking that anytime there's something that's anti-homosexual, that is something that the so-called church and religious community should support.
Right.
Because the devil is in the details. And so much of the details would include the fact that they're going to eliminate the right to file suits against work discrimination suits in the state of North Carolina. They're taking that right and sending it to the federal level, which we know would decrease the amount of time, would cost more money if, in fact, a person did want to file a discrimination suit. Also, the bill would take power from the municipalities across the state. Now, this is supposed to be a group who's for small government, and they're taking power away from the cities in the state of North Carolina that would allow them to adjust wages or contracts or however they see fit as it pertains to their constituency. So this is a major problem.
So basically they saw you guys at the city level increasing minimum wage, offering protections, civil rights protections to people who are transgender, and they said, okay, that's it, we're not going to allow local governance in this state any longer. This bill takes care of that and basically says no local ordinances that we don't agree with.
Absolutely. And then the next thing about the so-called bathroom bill, first of all, that bill, even if you take it to the bathroom, which we do have a problem with, it's unenforceable. Who's going to stand at the door and check people's birth certificates when they come into the bathroom? Who's going to check and see what's on a person's dress or pants before they come?
Or what's in their pants?
Exactly. when they come to the bathroom. So even that portion is unenforceable. It's really a political ploy by the governor of this state to, because he's probably failing in the polls a little bit. So a lot of times they cling to these issues that they think that can rev up certain people who are not informed, especially on the so-called evangelical side of the spectrum, which I am an evangelical myself, but I'm the one who happens to read the Constitution and the Bible. But in any event, for those who are misinformed, they try to take these things and try to make it as if this is a bill to protect young girls and protect people in the bathroom, when in fact it is none of that. It is a bill that they are trying to use to take power away from the people, and we're not going to stand for it.
Well, as Frank Bruni wrote in the New York Times yesterday, people who commit sex crimes are not necessarily people who watch CNN to wait for the outcome of a political debate to tell them whether it's okay. They're usually rather impetuous and actually have a difficult time controlling, their problem, regardless of what the government says. They're breaking laws that already exist. So what purpose do you suppose this is actually fulfilling?
Well, again, I think it was one of those times where we have pretty much a Tea Party-led takeover here at the General Assembly that started happening in 2010, 2013. And they are trying to get as much power as they can. They saw this as an opportunity to get more power out of the hands of people where they can continue with their interposition and nullification at the state level.
Okay, well, you need to explain that term. It goes way back, and I know a lot of my viewers are way too young to know about that.
Absolutely. Interposition and nullification is when you have people at the state level trying to nullify progressive laws that might have been passed at the federal level or even at the Supreme Court level. So
Round v. Board.
Exactly. And for example, Dr. King even spoke about, in fact, he put it in one of his speeches where we have a governor whose lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. He was actually talking about George Wallace, who was actually physically standing in the doorway down there in Georgia of trying to stop integration and saying integration, segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. So that's where actually the most, I guess, conspicuous case of
in Virginia. Yeah, in Virginia, where I'm from, they had this thing called massive resistance, where they said if we're going to have black people in our schools, we just won't have schools at all. They shut them all down.
Exactly. So this is another case where people are trying to take power, and we're here to say it's not going to happen. We're going to stand up. The people are rising up. We're not going to go forward. We're going forward together, not one step back. And I have to get to work.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Reverend Curtis Gatewood. He's part of the Moral Monday movement.